is good? It's your boy Ty back here with another video. And in this video today, guys, we're going to be talking about the new Tis the Season cards that are coming to NBA 2K24 MyTEAM today. Now, I do want to say this. This set is going to be really cheap. When I look at the price of these cards, the Amis are 84,000 MT. The Rubies are 10,000 MT. So all of these cards together are 180,000 MT. How much is that in VC? Again, I don't know. We'll have to see when these cards come out. But this will be a super cheap set, which is needed for Kobe Bryant. Because Kobe was on the verge of being, ridiculously expensive if we would not have gotten a set like this. So that's the first thing I just want to say I'm kind of happy with, is the fact that this set is going to be super cheap. You got some chances to get some solid, budget options with UD, with PJ Tucker. Obviously, the lock-in being Andre Iguodala. Let's start with Udonis Haslem first. 6'7" at that power forward position. Now, I don't know about you guys, but if I ever, look, I'm just gonna be so honest with you. If I ever go out there, if I ever tried out there with a 6'7" power forward, I hope you guys give me grief, because or give me crap, because what am I doing out there with a 6'7" power forward? It just doesn't make sense. Well, what is he doing on my court? Nothing. I mean, he can't shoot. He's 6'7". Defensively, he's fine. But I'm going to be honest, Udonis, you need to go back to just being the coach on the bench, and maybe because of that, I'll keep you at the end of my bench. I've done that in the past with players like Udonis Haslem, kept them under my at the end of my bench, just, for coaching type of purposes. But yeah, I mean, if I ever run this card, you guys need to do something. Like, say, Ty, are you okay, or something like that, because it would be a sad day if I ran this card. This card is an absolute garbage bin, a waste of 10,000 MT unless you're locking in for Kobe Bryant. Like, again, I'm trying to be as honest as possible, and unless you are really, trying to lock in for Udonis Haslem, I'm just telling you, do not, unless you want to lock in for Kobe, do not get Udonis Haslem. PJ Tucker up next. Now, yesterday, in kind of my breakdown video, I said that PJ Tucker had the potential to be one of the best budget cards in the entire game. 86 3-ball, 79 speed, solid defense, every basically defensive badge in the entire game. Does that stay true today? Is PJ Tucker still one of the best budget ballers in the entire game? Yes. Because here's the deal. The only downside to PJ Tucker is the fact that he's only got a 79 speed. That's the only downside. And I can tell you all the upsides. There are plenty of upsides with this card. An 86 3-ball, immaculate release. He's got a wide player build. He's going to be one of the best defensive players in the entire game. There are so many upsides with PJ Tucker. Sure, he's only 6'5". That might be another downside if you want to really think of downs. That might be one. He's 6'5", not very fast. But if you give him a speed shoe, an acceleration shoe, a 3-ball shoe, he is going to shoot lights out, has goal catch and shoot, has those shooting badges he needs, and he is going to play a really solid defense. Is he going to be to the level of some of those other top budget guys? Like, let's say a Shane Battier, let's say Dorian Finney-Smith, let's say, all of those budget guys. Is he going to be to that level? I'm not going to lie, he might be the best. When I'm looking at some of these budget ballers, these budget small forwards in my team, again, Shane Battier, compare him to PJ Tucker. One thing I know, PJ Tucker is going to have a better release. Like, that's the one thing I know. Sure, Shane Battier might be better overall. PJ Tucker is going to have a better release. So for 10,000 MT, I'm going to be honest with you, I don't think it gets much better than PJ Tucker in my team. Then we get to the expensive cards, Kemba Walker. Now, I'm sorry, Kemba Walker, but you are 6 feet tall. You're 6 feet tall. I'm supposed to spend 84,000 MT on a card that is 6 feet tall. I'm sorry. I'm not going to do it. Now, his hot spots are great. I'm sure his movement's fantastic, because last year when we got a Kemba card, his movement was fantastic. He's got Hall of Fame Agent 3, Hall of Fame Hyperdrive. Movement-wise, like, I don't know exactly what these are going to be like. We'll have to see. Normally, Kemba obviously release. But even his defense is horrible. He's got 2 total defensive badges. I'm sorry, Kemba Walker, but I just don't think that I'm sorry. I don't think that I can give you the benefit of the doubt when I'm looking at how rough of a card you are. And I'm not trying to be mean, because playmaking wise, he's going to do some things, has a high 3-ball, but he can't dunk. He's 6 feet tall. He plays no defense at all on the court. So far, the only card I would say that is worth their price is PJ Tucker. Kemba Walker stinks for his price, and so does Udonis Haslem. Now, I know Udonis Haslem is cheap. He's only 10,000 MT, but he is absolutely not worth that price tag, and neither is Kemba Walker. LaMarcus Aldridge up next, 6'11", 7'4" wingspan. Let's start with this release, LaMarcus Aldridge base on normal timing. I don't know what that's like. We'll have to see. Obviously, 85 3-ball. He's going to be a stretch big, 6'11", 85 3-ball. I can get behind that. I absolutely can. I can hype that up. He does, badge-wise, come with a decent amount of base badges. I think we're looking at 36 base badges, which, again, on next gen is pretty solid. Is it, the best in the game? Probably not, but it's pretty solid. A lot of finishing badges, Hall of Fame midi magician. I wish he had more total shooting badges and maybe more defense, but he rebounds the ball well enough. Has decent interior. Speed, not great. Do I love LaMarcus Aldridge? No. And even when I'm thinking about budget bigs in my team, I just don't even know. Like, is he even better than Bob Pettit? And again, you guys can clown me for saying that, but compare LaMarcus Aldridge to Bob Pettit and tell me I'm wrong. Yeah, like I know LaMarcus Aldridge is taller. I get that. But outside of him being taller, what does he do better than Bob Pettit? I don't think much. And that's the guy I'm going to compare him to because they're both stretch bigs. And one is 84,000 MT, the other is 10,000 MT. For me, in my money, give me Bob Pettit, to be honest with you. Another letdown of a card. So, I'm going to be honest. Obviously, we haven't talked about the lock-in Iggy yet, which we will do soon. But when I'm looking at these cards, unless you are getting Kobe Bryant, do not buy anybody outside of maybe PJ Tucker if you can use it. And again, not everybody can use PJ Tucker. You're gonna need a budget small forward if you want to use PJ Tucker. And a lot of people have gotten, free small forward stuff like that, in which it's not worth it to spend up on PJ Tucker. But that's the only guy I think you can make the case that's worth you. Unless you're like a big Kemba Walker fan, you're a big LaMarcus Aldridge fan, or you really want Udonis Haslem as a coach on the bench. There's none of these cards that you guys can even make the case is worth it. Then we get to Andre Iguodala. Well, the first thing I see is his hot spots. Okay, everybody wants to compare Andre Iguodala to, Ron Artest. Well, let's do it. Since y'all want to do it, let's do it. Now, I can't do it without, talking about everything. Hot spots. Compare him to Ron Artest. And it's not even a fair comparison because Ron Artest is the GOAT. Ron Artest, better hot spots. Total badges. Iggy has more total badges by 1, I believe. That's on current gen. When you're looking at next gen, badges get even better. Okay, 85 3-ball for Iggy. Good driving dunk, good speed, fantastic defense, good playmaking, Hall of Fame posterizer precision dunker, good shooting badges, Hall of Fame blow by, and defensively is absolutely immaculate. Am I impressed with Andre Iguodala? Yes. I am pleasantly impressed with this card. Now, does that mean I think he's better than Ron Artest? No. But after Ron Artest, not including Kobe Bryant, is he that next best shooting guard? I think he's right up there with Paul George. I do. Now again, his release is not great. Dribble style is fine. Does have that Pro 2 leaner, which is nice. I do think he is really, really good. Now, is he worth the lock-in? No. I'm going to say it as simple as possible. Just run Ron Artest. Just run Ron Artest. You don't have to complicate things, man. Literally just run Ron Artest instead, and you can have so much fun with this card. And again, if you want, a budget small forward there, budget shooting guard, there are plenty of those out there as well. Even a KCP can compete with these types of guys. Now, with that being said, Iggy, probably a top 3 overall shooting guard in the entire game. Don't love his release, but everything else on the court he's going to do at a pretty high level. Even the Hall of Fame posterizer precision dunker with the 95 driving dunk is incredible. And when I'm looking at his defense, right, the right stick ripper is super important. Does have Hall of Fame glove, challenger, clamps, interceptor. He's going to do some things that are really high level, especially given those tendencies. Is he as good as Ron Artest? No. Why spend $180K on a lock-in when you could get Ron at the same price? Plus, be able to sell him. Exactly. It's that simple. And this guy below him puts it right. You are not locking in to use Iggy. You are locking in because Iggy is needed to get Kobe. That's the way you got to approach it with Andre Iguodala. And I'm going to just be honest with you guys. If you're locking in Iggy and you're not going for Kobe, you better be a big Andre Iguodala fan because that's the only reason to do it. Otherwise, I'm telling it how it is. Ron Artest, in my opinion, is just as good, if not better than Andre Iguodala. Are any of these cards worth it? PJ Tucker, for his price, really good. Iggy is going to be really solid. We'll do a gameplay of him later today on the channel. But again, don't expect him to be better than a guy like Ron Artest. Drop a like on the video, guys. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, man, I love you guys. Have a blessed day.